So firstly, well done for getting through the interview, because that's the first step. You've passed that hurdle of getting that interview or that invite for interview. So what I would advise is that first and foremost, you would have done that contact with the recruiting manager that you're interested in that role. Once you've got the interview invite, I would try and look at what the role is. So look about the job description, think about the person specification, how you match against each of those criterias of the job description. They're usually a mix of scenarios. So there are clinical scenarios that you will get presented at the interview. So think about examples well in advance of what kind of clinical scenarios they might ask you. Some of the questions will be a bit situational. So what if you are in this situation, what would you do? What if there is an emergency, how would you deal with it? So there are usually those themes which happens during interview that they would like to test your clinical reasoning, your evidence-based practice kind of things, and also those situational judgment questions. There's also a question usually around the value-based recruitment. So I would recommend you to look at the provider organization's values, and usually there's a value-based question which aligns to the CQC for an NHS trust, so which is around the key lines of inquiry, as they call it. And again, prepare yourself about a few lines, examples on each of the values, so that it doesn't come off as you're put on the spot, you're ready for it. At the end as well, also make sure that there's a question which you ask to the panel as well, which shows an interest from your point of view. But the best thing to do is to try and be prepared in an SBAR approach, which is a situation, background, the analysis and a result, or a STAR approach, which is again situation, task, analysis and a result. That would be the best way to frame your answers as such. And always I would recommend to speak to someone in the team. So if you've got anybody who you know of, try and make that contact within the team to somebody in the department, what they're looking for and what the role is actually about and what this thing. So that would be my best tip as such, to be prepared for the interview as such.